So I think we're live. Are we? I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly. I can't see us on YouTube. Can you see us? Can you see us? Oh dear.
There you go. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Okay. I'm like,
I was like, click on our faces. Lizelle's trying to get on right now. So then
okay,
that would be the three of us.
okay. Okay, where is she?
She'll show up on the bottom. I think she's just trying to get on right now. But yes,
Okay.
we are live. You connected it to your YouTube channel, right?
I did. I did.
We're live. You're doing
Okay.
great. You're
Okay,
doing
because
so
I don't
good.
know. This is my first time ever doing this, so
Hey, we all learn, we all get there. That's great.
I'm sorry that Christy and oh gosh, my mind
Jessica.
Jessica, yeah, my
Yeah.
mind went blank. It's been a day.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
how are
Yeah,
you?
no, I'm good. I'm doing really well. Thank you. How are you doing?
Good. Tired. Very tired. It's been a day.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
I could check.
So,
I'm almost positive you're alive right now. So you have
yeah, if
this.
you check.
Yeah, you can check on YouTube, but I think you have this example of a banner. Click on the banner to show it on screen. You
Yep.
can click that off if you want to, or it will stay on.
Okay, how do I click that off?
and then
I'm literally trying to figure that out.
and then
Banners.
in your up.
Okay,
There
there
you
we
go.
go.
There you go.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
if you get comments, you can click on them. I don't know if anybody's on the live stream right now, but you can click on them if they're on
Okay.
or see there's
Comments.
Lizelle. Hi, I'm
Hi.
still trying to get on. So as soon as you see her face pop up at the bottom, you just click on that and she'll
Okay.
hop on with us.
Okay, I'm gonna just look on see.
That's
I'm gonna
okay.
see if it's going. This
Okay,
is
yeah, I'm
weird.
sure it is because it's live, so I'm almost positive it is. But
Okay.
we could talk about what we're reading right now while we wait for Lizelle.
Okay. What are you reading?
I switched from the that I was reading this, like, I literally finished book 4 maybe an hour before the live. So, so I finished all 4 books. I did not get
Okay.
to book 5, but now that I know what book 5 is about, I'm really excited to get to it.
Okay.
But I was reading that J.L. Andrews or L.J. Andrews, and it was her Broken Kingdom series, which after this, I'm totally getting back to.
Okay. Hi, Jess. I am reading A Love Letter to Whiskey. It's my first time reading it.
Oh, Candy Steiner. That's gonna be a good one.
Mhm. I decided to go for it. I'm in a very angsty mood. So
Right.
I'm just like, I'm gonna go for it. So it was on my 10 books that I wanted to read that scared me because they're so beloved or they're so angsty or dark that I wanted to try them. So,
I'm ready to cry my eyes out at that one. Like, honestly, I'm ready to bawl. So I'm like, do I need tissues? Like, everybody's already warned me, like, it is going to be super emotional and you're going to love it. But
yeah.
yeah. Oh, Lizelle. Okay.
Okay.
Lizelle, I'm getting you the link right now, girl.
I am a third of the way through it and I'm really loving it actually. So, I'm hoping it's going to stay as good as it
Fingers
is.
crossed, right?
Fingers crossed. Yes.
I think it's gonna honestly, I've only heard good things about that one. In all honesty, it's probably gonna be amazing. So, Lizelle, I put the link down again in our group chat. So if you want to click on that, it should walk you through. Um, hey Jess, how are you doing? Hope everything's good. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it should be exciting for you. I want to hear all of your thoughts as soon as you're done.
definitely.
So, if you actually click on the names, the comments will pop up.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Like
Yeah,
literally
this
this
is
is my
great.
first time trying to figure this out. It
This
took
is how you
me
do it.
it took me about 2 days trying to figure out how to get uh StreamYard to YouTube.
Right. That's a lot. That's a lot. And
Yeah.
then trying to get it all like squared away. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find us on the actual like live stream portion.
I wish I could like blast it out. I don't know how to do that because I know some people like you can say, "Oh, we're live," but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it's usually just on IG or your channel will come up with that.
Yeah.
What, Monica,
Is it
what's your channel name again? Remind me.
Pardon this book addict?
Okay, there you go. I like that. Where did you get that?
You really want to know?
Sure.
It's my last name.
Oh, nice.
It's a
That's
tongue-in-cheek
nice.
thing.
Yeah, I love it. It's really great. Okay,
So
my internet's taking forever, so I'm okay. There we go.
that's okay. Is everything okay, Jess? You doing okay?
I think she is. She's just
Good.
working on some stuff.
I
So,
get it.
why we wait for Lizelle too? Let me. Yep, you were live. I have it right here. Can you see
Yay.
that?
I can see it.
I don't know.
Okay, good.
So it says live. So cool. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. We could
So,
start. Like if you
yeah,
wanted to start,
absolutely. Why don't we just start? I think it's just going to be us doing this.
that's fine. I'm good.
I'm
So,
good with it too. Okay. So how did you find Rebecca anyway? I'm curious.
well, it's funny because I was going to a Polycon 2 years ago, and literally, like, me and a couple book friends were going to read like authors we hadn't read before and talk about a Polycon authors that you haven't read before. You kind of like their, like, you found them, you like the cover of their books or whatever, and you wanted to give them a try. Well, Rebecca Yarros was on the ticket for a Polycon, and she was one of my picked randomly, and I picked the Flight and Glory series. And I read the first one and I just started crying. It was so freaking good. And then I read the second one and I was sold. But then only one and two were on audio and three wasn't on audio yet. So I only got through
Mm.
one and two and I just fell in love with her. How did you find her?
I've been writing since 2010, and I went to a writers conference in
Oh,
2012, and her and I were roommates. And so that's how I knew she wrote fantasy because I
you
actually
guys
read.
were roommates?
Yeah, we
I'm so
actually
jealous.
I actually read her fantasy that was not published before Fourth Wing.
You
Um
did? Oh my gosh. Are
for
you allowed to
and I
discuss
actually read
it?
no. No. This
Okay.
was
I just had to
before
ask.
she was authored. Was back in 2012. Um okay, how do I do this?
I'm gonna
How do I show
resend
this?
it to her. Hold on. I'm gonna send it just to her directly.
The
All
group
right.
chat isn't showing up on the computer. Okay. Yeah, no, it was when she was trying to get authored when we went to this writers conference. It was actually during Hurricane Sandy, and we all went to New York. Anyway, and then she wrote Full Measures, and I got to read Full Measures right around the time she had written it.
Wow. Did
So yeah,
did the edits change much?
yeah. So I actually have one of the original copies of it still in my email.
Wow, that's cool, girl. So are you and Rebecca still like
We're
close? Do
we're
you still communicate?
we still communicate, but we're not
Right,
we're
right,
still, yeah, like I'm not her beta reader or anything, but
right, right,
I
right.
still support her as much as I possibly can. But I mean, she has her thing going on, I have my thing going on, but we still have our little writers group.
Are you still writing?
I do. I actually have one that was YA a while ago, 2012.
Is
That
it
was
published?
it was published a while ago, but I pulled it a long time ago. Hey, Lizelle.
Hey, girl.
So, and I decided that because it was one of those indies that were was trying to get money out of me, and I didn't have the money to continue to pump
Right.
money into what she wanted. And so I pulled it, took back the rights to it, and I never did anything. But I have like stacks of books that have been of horror, romance, fantasy. Like mine, the one that was published was called Golden. It was a retelling of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and it goes into a fantasy world. And
That's
I wrote that back in
cool.
2012, and it's never seen the light of day since 2012.
That's cool, Monica. Do you ever think about self-publishing it?
I have, but I don't know. I might. I don't know. I don't
That
know.
would be cool.
So
That would be
I
way
I,
cool.
I like to write. It's my fun. It's my fun time.
I'm
That
sure.
and
That sounds
reading.
amazing.
So all right, Lisa, how did you like it? I
Oh,
think
I
she's
think she,
frozen.
yep, she's frozen. Well, we could start talking about book one and then she could
Okay.
bounce back on maybe.
So what was your rating?
For book one, it's interesting. So the first time I read it, I rated it 4 stars.
Okay.
And then the second time I rated it, I bumped it up to 5 stars, but it's more like a 4.5 stars. What was
I
your
know.
rating?
Okay, so Jess was 3.75.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi. It keeps kicking me out for some reason.
Oh no.
Okay.
So what was your rating
For
for
the first
book
book,
one?
I gave it 3 stars only because I predicted what was going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
well, I knew, like, okay, as I was listening to the book, I said the boyfriend's gonna cheat on her, and she did. She's gonna end up with the other guy, and I predicted that he was in the military. So I predicted everything. So I gave it 3 stars. Like nothing happened that I didn't guess it was gonna happen. So that's why I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah, but it was written in 2014 and it was during the new adult craze. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I liked it. It made me cry. The
Me
beginning made
too.
me cry.
Yeah, the beginning is sad. I teared up in that one.
Yeah.
It
I
just
think
and because there was nothing was a surprise to me. So it went exactly the way I thought it was going to go. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Let me see. Let me look on Christie's Goodreads, see what she's if she did, because I don't know if she posted it or not.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like if I call everything, then 3 stars would definitely be where I was at. I was saying to Monica, I gave it first to 4 stars and then I reread it and loved it so much again. I ended up bumping it to 4.5 stars, but I didn't see the end coming really. So like the twist was pretty awesome to me. Like I was like, "Oh my gosh, she found the blues." Like if you don't see it coming, then it's yeah, I just upped it for that reason.
it just I saw everything coming from a mile away. So
Yeah.
nothing was really surprising to me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what she has to say. Okay, so she gave it 3 stars. Christy gave it 3 stars. She said that she thought this one was just okay to start this series. Very 2010s new adult style. The heroine has a boyfriend. When the story starts, it was just easy to see where the story would go. So, yeah, I mean, she definitely said that. So you weren't the only one who thought that.
Right. What did you think of it, Monica?
Um, it's definitely early 2000s, and you could tell it was her first.
Right.
So she's definitely grown as an author. I give a lot of leeway for first books because first books are hard.
Right.
It's very unless they've been writing a long time and they publish. That's when the first books are generally very awesome.
Right.
But if they haven't and they put out their first book, they're generally, you can tell. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I always, always, always give first books a great grace period. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
so for me, it was more of I went by the emotion of the book, and there was a lot of emotion in this book. I felt like the dynamic between the like that opening scene where I could see her on that treadmill and her brother wanting to play Angry Birds and then the knocking on the door.
Yeah.
That just like
The
It was,
opening scene was good.
it was
yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
that pulled you right in. That being said, and the way she wrote her sister going crazy with a credit card and just not dealing with the death,
Right.
that was pretty hard to see. Yeah. So
What did
that
you
was
end up
definitely
rating it?
well. I gave it. I think I gave it like 5 stars. But if I was going to be very critical with it, I'd probably give about 3 to 3.5 stars. If I was going to be truly critical.
Right. I'm with you, Monica. Like I rated it 4.5 stars because she had me like emotions, like me
Yep.
crying, like when he became the coach for the younger brother for hockey, like she was pulling my heartstrings the whole way through. Like I was on a ride the whole time.
Yeah.
So
See, once I know where a book is gonna go,
yeah,
it's hard for me to get into it.
yeah,
I don't disagree with you.
I agree with that.
I do
Yeah,
agree with that. But if you if you take this book and then you compare it to the Fourth Wing, you can see how well she's grown.
Yeah, she grew a lot.
Yeah.
right. So what did we think of book two? Just because I know we're gonna rank these at the end, like
Yeah.
Well, I liked book two better. I give that one a 4 star.
Oh, I liked it better too.
that book, it was I loved it so freaking much. That was a 5 star for me.
I love that one. That one it was like she she was naughty.
Um, I
That professor teacher, the professor
right
student. I was like, "Oh, she's naughty."
for book two, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that was book three.
That was book 3. Was that book? Oh, that was book 3. I keep thinking
You're
book
right.
3. Okay, yeah,
Book two was the
Book
one
2 is
with
my
her
favorite.
heart.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Beyond is Given. Okay, yeah. No, that Beyond is Given is book 3. Book 2 is Eyes Turn Skyward. Eyes Turn Skyward is book 2. Okay.
yeah,
That one
yeah.
that one's my favorite. I, no. Yes.
I
That
gave it a 4 because I thought she kept her heart condition a secret for way too long.
oh, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Yeah,
She
I
did.
can
She
see
did.
that.
Like, I don't like it when they have a secret and they drag it out to the very end of the book. That was my problem with Mercy from Sarah Kate or her
Right.
new one.
Yeah.
They kept their relationship a secret way too long. Not that it's a relationship that is secret, but she kept her heart condition a secret way too long. Like till the very end of the book.
Yeah, I could see that. You know, the one reason why, I mean, I love a book that I can't predict And this was one of those books where, like,
I
at
couldn't.
the end, she had her sister's list that she ended up doing and not, not realizing it wasn't her own list. It was her twin sister's list that or it was her twin sister or her older sister.
Older sister.
Older sister that she
Yeah.
wanted to complete. Yeah. So I was just like, for me, I cried so hard in this one. And I usually base books on like if you can give me all the feels. Like, did I laugh? Did I cry? Did I like worry? Did I like if you can get me through all the emotions, every time that will be a 5-star for me.
Now I have to ask this, Lizelle. This one or Last Letter, which one did you cry more over?
Oh, I cried in Last Letter more. Because I was not prepared for that. Because I knew the heroine was sick, but I did not know the twist at the end. I definitely cried on Last Letter more.
I was standing in Home Depot when I first was listening to that book. Yet I regretted listening to that book in public. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the Last Letter still made me cry more and more. I mean, these books are emotional, but
Yeah.
the Last Letter is different on an emotional level because I cried ugly tears.
Yeah. I've done that before.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, I felt like this one, oh my gosh. The thing is with this one is Jagger. I felt like for me with him, he kept putting his sister first a lot, and he had to learn not to do that.
Yeah.
Right. But I
So,
like the imperfect hero learning and growing.
and he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I liked him.
Yeah.
So, I gave it 5 stars. If I was going to be critical, I probably would have given it 4.4 to 4.5. I liked it better than Full Measures.
Yeah. Agreed.
What about the Beyond What Is Given? Oh, wait a minute. See, Christy gave it 3.5 stars. She definitely liked this one better. She said both of the series were. She thought this one was slightly better than the first book. I was surprised how long Paisley goes without telling Jagger about her heart condition. Both books so far in the series, the heroine had boyfriends when the books start. What did you think about Carter, the boyfriend?
I thought he's pompous, but like things change as the books progress. But yeah, he was a jerk in book 2, I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know though, because if my girl was being courted by another guy, though, maybe I'd act the same way.
But here's the thing. I didn't think he really loved her. I never really
No,
thought
Oh
he
yeah.
truly loved her.
he didn't really. He didn't really like her. Like her, he was just looking out for her because she was his ex-dead girlfriend's sister, and that made him want to be in a relationship with her, so he can watch out for her in her
Right.
Yeah.
in in her sister's place.
Right.
Yep. And I kind of pegged that at the beginning of that book.
Well, and that's one thing too, is I didn't like how he was always pushing like medical things on her. Like he was like, "You will be doing this." I didn't love that.
I didn't either. But I felt like he, to me, was one of the most interesting characters of the entire series, because you see him, we meet him in Ice Turn Skyward, but then he grows into this character into Hallowed Grounds, and we see how he progressed in Hallowed Grounds, and it's such an interesting dynamic that happens to him, and how he's this ring knocker and everybody hates him, to how he becomes who he becomes in the end of Hallowed Grounds. And
Right.
it's such an interesting character arc. Jess gave it 3.75.
Yeah, I was
So
just looking at hers too. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it's definitely better than Full Measures, but and it's a better follow up. But I thought it was good. What
I thought it
about
was really
Beyond?
good too.
What about Beyond What Is Given? Grayson and Sam. Oh my gosh, this one is angsty.
I couldn't stand the hero's family.
I couldn't either.
Especially the hero's sister. Like, it got on my nerves. I think that's why I give it 3 stars.
Well, I know that Chrissy gave it 2 stars. Jess gave it 3 stars. If I was gonna be critical, I probably would have given like 2
I
or 3
know.
stars.
I feel so bad, but I gave it 1 star and I DNF'd it. Like, girls, I was just like, it was bad. Like, in the middle of it, I started feeling bad for Grace. Like the girl that was in the coma, like you start feeling so bad for her. And to be honest, like Jess from Honest Fiction had to tell me how it ended because I was like, I can't sit through this book. Yeah, I wanted to
Oh
love it.
my gosh. Okay, it is incredibly angsty. Okay. It is angsty. It is like, but like she does not have her crap together, okay? She really doesn't. She sleeps with a married, but she didn't know he was a married, she just knew he was her professor, right?
Right.
Yeah, she didn't know he was married, but I just couldn't.
That
Also,
still icked me. It
also,
crossed
I
the line.
couldn't connect with the hair. I tried to like the hair when I did, but something about her, I just couldn't like her. I don't know why.
She was over the top.
I didn't mind the heroine as much as I was upset with the hero. And like things
Yeah.
he did, like it was just, I don't know, no backbone, I guess. I don't know. Like literally, yeah, I was not a fan of his at all. Like he
I,
would be like wishy-washy with her, and I'm just like,
But
what's
she,
he
happening here?
felt
and she would be
guilty.
wishy-washy too. They were both
Yeah,
wishy-washy, actually.
See, I think he felt guilty over what happened to Grace, where she was in a coma. He felt like he killed her.
right. But we,
Um, and his sister felt like he needed to stay because she was the one who was driving, caused the accident, and
right,
therefore she was trying to undo her mistake, and so therefore was being a complete and utter bitch to Sam, and it was
right,
completely over the top, overdone, just did not make sense for the entire overarching plot of the entire series. It was
right.
weird.
Well, I just felt it was weird that your okay, yes, your girlfriend, aka supposed girlfriend, wakes up, right? You rush to her side without contacting the girlfriend you're with. You literally
Yeah.
no communication. I'm like, come now. Like, I feel like that right there just like actions scream louder than words. And like
Yes.
those actions to me scream like where you want to be, I don't know. I just
It's
couldn't hang.
it screams that you just don't you prefer the other, and yeah, no, he was too wishy-washy. I didn't Yeah, I didn't it was really, really angsty. I Again, I gave it a really good rating, but if I was gonna be truly brutally honest, it didn't make sense for the overarching plot of the series. It didn't make sense for the characters. and the
I
character
just didn't
growth.
believe like their relationship. I couldn't connect with their relationship. I didn't really believe that they liked each other. I thought it
Thank you.
Nope,
was
nope,
purely physical.
nope,
Right.
nope. And I absolutely agree with you. If I was going to be brutally honest again, I I don't like writing's hard and it's subjective. So
Right.
I like to be nice.
The one thing I did like about this book that I was like, "Oh, this intrigues me," was when she got her manuscript and it was being doctored and stuff. That part was interesting, and I would
That
have
Yeah,
kept
part was
writing.
interesting.
Right,
that
and
was
I would have kept
interesting.
reading for that, but the problem is I couldn't stand their relationship, and once I'm out on their relationship, it's a DNF for me because I can't support them when the only person I like just came out of a coma, like
Yeah, and here's the thing is Grace could hear and understand what was saying around her because she was able to, even though she was still in the coma,
right,
she could hear what was going on. So she knew that Grayson had moved on, and she still
right.
was just being kind of childish about it. So yeah,
Right.
it was not the best.
Well,
So
it's just disappointing because you see Sam in other books, and I was rooting so hard
hard for
for
her.
her
Yeah.
Yeah,
story.
I thought her book was gonna be good, but I just didn't vibe with the relationship and her character. I mean, I felt bad for what she went through, but I, it's just that something about these characters in this book I did not like.
No, no, I know. Yeah, but then you have hallowed grounds. So I think we all agree, like, I think the Sam's book is the worst.
We
But
could definitely
then
rank them after.
I think hallowed grounds.
I knew that something was gonna happen to Carter. I knew it, but I didn't think he would have died. I I was not okay with that.
I
The
was not okay with that either.
like put me off throughout the whole book. It reminds me of the book I read by Adriana Locke. Uh, written and scarred. The marriage in trouble, and the husband and the best friend got trapped in a mine, and the best and the best friend died. To
Oh,
see
you're talking about, oh gosh, From the Embers?
no, the book by Adriana Locke
Oh yeah, no, I was
called
thinking Ali Martinez. Yeah, sorry.
I've heard of it, but I haven't read it before.
it's called written. I think it's called Written in Scars. But yeah, that's the exact same thing that happened. Granted, they're not in the military or whatever, but they are coal miners. And to save his best friend so the best friend can get back together with the wife, the best friend dies. And I don't like when
Right.
people do that to a character.
Mm.
Yeah. That's hard, especially when you kill off a character that you really love. He had character growth from book 2 all the way till now. He turns into this fabulous person, and then you wipe him out. It's just heart-wrenching. Like, I wanted a redemption book for him.
I do too. I wanted him with Morgan
I,
and that. But
I
then I was like, but he would have never really been because he was the love of his life was already gone.
Like, I'm still mad about the Gianna Darla, the Welcome to the Dark Side book. I'm still mad about Mute. I did.
Oh, I'm very still angry about that Mute. Don't get me started on Mute.
I
Mute. I have a thing about I have a thing about um characters who are written who are autistic, and if they are killed off for no reason or something like that, I get very, very angry about that because when they are written that well and they're killed off like that, that makes me very mad. In fact, actually, I just read Shattered Truths. No, was it Shattered? No, it wasn't Shattered Truths. I just read one that had an autistic character. Oh gosh, what was it? Because I read Shattered Truths by
Could I, could,
Helena Hunting.
I could never. Is that the one? I could never. The one in Penelope Ward?
Yes, I could never. That one, that was like my son. Even pulling on the guys, that's like my son. Walking around, playing music was like my son.
But I just don't like it when you did all those character growth in book 2 and then book 3 and then book 4
He
died.
dies.
I just don't like it.
Yeah, I cried so hard, especially during the funeral scene. Like
Oh, I was
tear.
bawling.
Oh, it was so sad. How many times did you guys cry during this whole book?
I
Uh,
cried in the beginning of book 1 and I cried
cried.
in book 4 when I knew something was gonna happen to Carter. Like as soon as the Jagger was in trouble and
Yep.
and
I thought something was going to happen to Jagger. I was so nervous.
Me too. And then I also I kind of got really mad at Josh for a while in Hallowed Grounds. I was like, you are being a dipshit. Like you're being really stupid.
talking to her.
He was feeling guilty. Like that was survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
You know what
So
though? Like I feel like in Hollow Grounds though, like you mentioned with Josh, I understand what he was going through was fine, but I
yeah.
needed more of a grovel. Like
Yeah,
he did all this stuff. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lizelle.
You can go. I was gonna say that there was no grovel.
Yeah. There
He
was
needed
no
more
grovel.
grovel.
Yeah,
He needed more
because she
grovel.
just shows up and like everything's fine, but I'm like, girl, he put you through so much, and I get that he was going through stuff, but like that doesn't excuse him for treating you badly, you know?
It's kind of I read I read the new fantasy romance by Jay Bree, and I loved it. If you guys don't like reverse harem and stuff, you have to try the Oath and Curses. But it was so long though, and there was no actual love romance, but it was enemies to lovers. But I was so upset that the hero didn't growl. But the heroine used kick ass powers at the end like she was a one woman army. And I keep telling people, you guys need to read this book because I feel like I'm the only one that read it. But if he doesn't grovel in book 2, I'm going to be so upset.
So mad, and there needs the author needs to pull through for you at this point.
He does. He does. So Jess gave it 4.5 stars. Let me see. Hallowed Grounds. I think I don't know what Christy. Let me look. Did she put hers on there? Sorry if my dogs are being very loud.
That's okay.
There was a package that was delivered.
Oh, it's okay.
Listen, those two are generally nice. It's our cats who get really obnoxious with food. Okay, hilarious.
I don't know if she posted her review yet or not.
I don't think she did. I can't find it.
I don't think she did yet.
Yeah, I'm not finding it.
But I have a thing where if the hero doesn't growl, if he was a jerk to her in like the most part of the book, and he doesn't like really like say I'm sorry and grovel, it doesn't work for me. but
Yeah.
Agreed.
it was missing that grovel. That's
I
why
mean,
I'd be so upset with the second book in Jay Breeze's fantasy series. The hero does not grovel because she was saving everybody in his kingdom and all his people. Like, you're being a real jerk to her. She does she has done nothing but help your sister, and you are just being a complete jerk to her. And it wasn't until that she went and beat the bad guys, the army, by herself, that he realized, oh, I messed up bad. And that's where the book ended. He didn't even say, I was wrong. And there was no romance in that book. So I'm really hoping that she puts in the romance in book 2.
Is that the new Jay Breeze book? Like there was no romance in that?
Um, yeah, there was literally, because she is a witch and he is a fae, and the witch and the fae are don't get along, but they are fated mates. And
Oh, okay. I'm excited to read that one. That should be really good.
yeah, but there is, but it's a
is
long.
it White Shoes?
No, it's not. It's a female male. The no
Okay.
Okay.
white shoes.
Does it have a audiobook?
No.
Not yet, I don't think so.
I don't know when she's gonna put an audio book, but
Okay.
but, but I need him to like really grovel
Okay.
because
I'll look out for it because I'm not a White Shoes person, but I'll once in a while, if it's a good White Shoes, I'll do it. But for the most part, it has to be really fun.
that's why I said if people didn't like her Bonza tie and try this book because this is not white shoes. But I even texted her when I was done. Is there gonna be a romance in book 2? And then but she didn't respond to me, so I'm waiting for her to respond to me. I DM'd her.
That's funny.
I was I was like, I I love your book. I really do. I think like I'm the only one that has read it from the people that I know. But I need to know, is there gonna be more romance or and more importantly a grovel? I'm still waiting for her reply.
That's funny. Here's the thing: is they need to put more romance. Uh, if it's going to be historical or fantasy romance, there has to be romance, at least in the first book. At least a hint of romance.
I mean, you can see like he's attracted to her in the book, but like how she looks and everything. But he digged in his heel that she is this evil person, even though, because she's a witch and he's a fae, and witch and fae don't get along. But even though she won like his kingdom over. He's dug in his heels saying that she has ulterior motives.
So it's gonna be a slow burn is pretty much what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it, and that's gonna drive me crazy.
I love slow burns. I mean,
I
I'm all
I
about
love
Mariana Zapata.
Oh,
So
see, if
like
it's I like slow burn, but I need to know that it's going to happen. Like
you
it's
need to
got to
know that's
be.
the end game.
Yeah, I can't have it take 12 books for it to get there.
Oh no, I don't. I think it's only 3 books. I don't know.
Okay.
I think she said it's a trilogy. Uh,
Like I was thinking about doing a vlog or something to read like Her Soul to Take and then some really dark
oh,
stuff for spooky season
oh,
or
I
doing something like that.
Oh, I need to. I want to read that for October to her soul to take. I've not the only I've never read her that series, but a lot of people kept
Uh,
liking it. Like
Have you read it?
Jen. Jen just finished the second book in the series and she just gave it five stars. So I was like, a lot of people really like that series. So I was like gonna try it in August. I mean October because of spooky season.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, I'm like, I don't care. I am in spooky season in my head right now.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
I'm like, give me all the give me all the feels. So, what was your rating for Hallowed Hallowed Grounds? Because we never actually told our ratings.
I ended up giving it 4 stars.
4 stars.
I thought it was solid, even though I didn't like Josh not doing enough of the grovel, but I really liked the baby being born and them naming him after Carter and
Eh,
was it Paisley?
Peyton.
Peyton,
Peyton.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was super sweet.
I gave it 3. I just didn't like the character guy. I just didn't like that he died.
Right.
It
Mm.
rubbed me the wrong way. I was in shock. Cause what happened to all this growth and then you're gonna kill him at the end? That did
Right.
not sit right with me.
I think I think it was actually foretold at the beginning of the book because right when he was about to leave, because his because Ember had her person, it was Josh.
Right.
Paisley had her person, it was Jagger. And Will had his person, it was Peyton. Peyton died. There was
Right.
never going to be, and that was the problem with Morgan. He was never going to love Morgan the way she deserved to be loved because his heart always belonged to Peyton.
Yeah,
Right.
but I
So I kind of got where she was coming from, but I felt like that was a bit of a cop out.
Right. What did you end up rating it, Monica?
I actually gave it 4 stars. Like I would give it 4.5 stars because the oh my gosh, I liked how she's like screw you, I'm gonna go on this dig. I'm gonna do my thing. You're
Right.
being an idiot. I'm gonna put down the deposit, and we are gonna get married. And you are going to get your shit together. And then when you're done, we will get married.
I kind of wish she would have been like, bye, I'll see you later, Felicia. Come get me when
Yeah,
you change your mind. I'm being ridiculous.
yeah, yeah. I
I think
understand
he
that
took
feeling
him back really easily.
because I felt like I understand that, and I understand that, but I also understand PTSD because I have someone very close to me who has PTSD.
Right.
And sometimes you kind of need to let them just act it out and let them go through it.
Right.
And then when they're done, then they're like, okay,
Now's the time to make the menses that I need to make.
yeah. And so I kind of so on one end, I actually do know that because I do know I have someone very close to me who has PTSD from Iraq.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, okay, well, because when they get in, because when that person gets into a spiral like that, you just need to let them get it through, and then when they're done, they're like,
Okay. Yeah,
does
I
it make
understand
sense?
that.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
actually, when I read the fourth book, Carter's character reminded me of a book that I love. It reminded me of Making Faces, kind of. It reminded me of
100%.
Cause it
Yes,
reminded me of Bailey, but I
yes,
was fine with that because Bailey had I forgot the disease the
Yeah, I don't
she had
remember.
multiple I think, multiple
Multiple sclerosis.
sclerosis,
most
and he had that, and I knew that he wasn't going to um have the most fulfilling life, but he wanted to be a hero, and he did, and then I cried. I always cry at that. Oh, I always cry at that part, even though I've read it like multiple times. I always cry in that part. But that's why I don't like when authors kill a character, side character, if they don't have to.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't disagree with you. Have you read The Things We Leave Unfinished?
Not yet. I'm glad that's on my list though.
Have you read it, Carrie?
No, I haven't. I tend to shy away from ones that are going to make me bawl like a baby. Hence why I haven't read Letters to Whiskey yet.
Oh, you haven't? Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
oh, that was the first like Love Letter to Whiskey was the first like angsty romance I've read. Like,
I'm reading that now for the first time. That's what I'm reading right now.
because it was the when I first got the Kindle, which was years ago, and I think I was because I've been following Jess for years. I've been watching her YouTube for years, but I
Yeah.
never commented. And once she first talked about Love Letter to Whiskey on her channel, I was like, oh, I'm reading that. And then I bawled my eyes out. And
Okay.
then I there was an anniversary edition, and then we got Jamie's PLV, and then I bawled my eyes out again. I said, "You have," because I was like, "What's so different about this book?" So I re-listened to the audiobook, and it
That's
had
what I'm doing.
Jamie's POV in it, and I was like, "Oh, that's why it was different." I still cried, but it's different now that you get his POV. Because the first time I read it, I didn't get his POV at all. But I, I still got I still got his feelings. But uh, the way he narrates it is different.
Yes,
Right.
definitely. I'm not there yet. I'm only still in her POV. But okay, so The Things We Leave Unfinished is World War II. So it's a dual timeline. So you have today and it has the best twist at the end. And you will cry.
Sure I will.
But there's no unnecessary death in it. I promise.
Okay, well, that's nice.
It's not like Hallowed Grounds or The Last Letter.
So, what did you guys end up ranking all the books? Like 1 through 4? What's your ranking?
Two was my favorite, and my
Yeah.
least favorite was book 3.
I think we all agree 3 was the worst.
Right. I think I would have to go 2, 1, 4, then 3. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
my ranking.
it's pretty.
Yeah, that's my
4
ranking.
would be the same for me too.
I think actually Jess would put 4 at the because she gave
Yeah, 4 would
4.5.
be her number 1.
Yeah.
Just forget number 4, number 1, because she gave it like 4.5 stars.
Right.
Yeah.
But I still
Actually,
like book 2 better.
I could give you Jess's ranking right now. Let me
Jess
see
was
her. It was 4. Then she did book 1 and 2 the same rating. She gave both those 3.75. I'm just gonna say she's gonna go 2 or 1 or 2, then 1.
1,
And
yeah.
then the third one is number 3. Or number 4. The third one is
Yeah.
her least favorite.
Well, I can safely say that Christy hated book 3. She gave it 2 stars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. She gave it 2 stars.
So she was like, "Yep, nope."
I
Yeah,
don't think I don't think she liked the series very much.
That's okay. I mean, it's really her first series. I mean, you win some, you lose some. You can't always have a hit
Yeah.
series. Oh my gosh! Like, have you Lucy Score.
Oh,
There's like I've tried reading a lot of Lucy Score books, and most of them don't work for me, but there's very few that do. So
I I've only read the things we never got over. That's I and I liked it, but I'm hesitant to read book two because there's a lot of mixed opinions on book two. Like a lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it. So
I'm indifferent to book two. I'm indifferent to book two. I
but
I
really
haven't read them yet, but I'm excited to dig into them.
my the first one I read was back in 2020, and it was By a Thread, and I laughed my ass off.
Oh, I
I was
did read that one.
oh my
I
gosh,
d-
and it was Sebastian York, and and I think it was Aaron Mallon. I kept thinking it was CJ Bloom, but it was Aaron Mallon. And oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard because it was so just. She gave him a pizza that said "FU" on it because he was being a jerk, and I just laughed. I was laughing at it. I thought it was great. But then there's some of her other stuff. There's this whiskey series. Oh gosh, what's it called? Hold on, let me look it up. It's the whiskey. Oh, let me use my phone so I don't screw
Sorry, I'm
that up.
trying to look for it too. I ended up
Yeah,
giving that By a Thread. I gave that one 4 stars. Now, do I
yeah.
remember anything about it? No. All I know is I thought it was cute.
Yeah, it was the Whiskey Chaser or the Bootleg Spring series. They were funny. They're very country and very stereotypical country. But she wrote that with Claire Kingsley, and they were pretty funny. If you like the Bailey brothers, that's a good one.
oh, I have. Well, I do want to read I do want to read the Bailey Brothers because I read the prequel novella like Fighting for Us. I still have to read book one because I know her Haven Brothers are gonna come out. So, but
She
I
just we just got an email about it.
Oh,
Here it
nice.
is. Obsession Falls, October 12th. Book one, October 12th, and it's gonna have an audiobook with it. I am stoked. I'm so excited to get back in that series because I binged the Bailey brothers because I was laughing so hard over it. They're funny, but they have heart, and it's a great small town. My favorite, like, they have all the tropes in it. They're just so fun. But again,
I
it
do want to read that before I read the Haven Brothers because I didn't read the series, but I know they have like a feud between the Havens and
in the Baileys.
because I've heard everybody talk about it, like Jen, Victoria. They all they all say they all have their favorites, but I know there's a feud because they keep bringing it up. So I'm like, okay, do I have to read that? I should
You don't have to read them in you don't have to read them in order, but you should. Um, like my favorite is book two. I think it's Unraveling Him because it's Grumpy Sunshine and he is really a jerk. And it's for you know what I'm talking about, right? I think it's Evan.
yeah.
He's a mechanic and he's really kind of he's really mean, but he's fun. I just really love him. It's and the last one where it wraps it up. It's Levi and he falls in love with his the heroine is a Haven.
I
So it's
wish
kind
she
of like Romeo and Juliet type of, and I was like, and it was so good.
I wish she still had the people covers available because I would buy the because I would buy the people covers, but I do not like the car covers at all. Like,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan
Yeah,
of the covers
I'm
that
not
are like
either.
caricatures either.
Me either. I mean, give me the abs.
Right. The cartoon covers, they were cute
Yeah,
to begin with when
like
what
there
was
was
it?
one like there was like and the like nothing about those books like screams romance to me. They all of them have a car in the middle of it, and you can't tell it's a romance. So I
Everybody's talking about all the flowers on romance novels for discrete covers. I was like, they're like, why does everybody have flowers? I was like, well, flowers are symbol for a female's girl parts. If you don't know, that was originally they would use that as a euphemism for a female's girl part.
Oh,
If you didn't know that,
no.
don't ask me how I know that. I just know that I studied history, and yeah.
so Lizelle, what are you reading next? Just out of
Oh,
curiosity.
I'm reading Just Wise Cup's new book about the
Huh.
vampire and the vampire hunter because I like it so far. I'm only like 20% in.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna like it as much as Between Wrath and Mercy, but
Right.
I do really like the mental health representation. So
Well, I think we do need to wrap up. This has been a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Thank you
If
for
we
having me, Monica. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, this was fun.
If we
This
want to
was a
do another
pleasure.
one again,
What
and
are
come
you
up with
guys?
another series. Well, I'm sorry.
What are you guys reading?
Well, Love Letter to Whiskey.
And then I'm finishing up that Broken Kingdom series by it's either LJ Andrews. It's LJ Andrews. I keep mixing up the first letters. I was like, is it JL Andrews or LJ Andrews? One of those. But it's her Broken Kingdom series.
Oh.
Hey, you.
So.
Almost done.
All
Okay. All right.
right.
Let me. All right. I'm being
You
summoned,
just hit
so I
the
do need
stop
to go.
button. Yeah, you just hit the stop
Okay.
button on the live.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye.